Did you know that you could get 0 attack in Pokemon? Here's how. Start off with a Chansey that has a timid nature, then minimize its attack. After that, switch in Wo-Chien, which will activate Tablets of Ruin, lowering Chansey's attack to 0. Now you can see here in the damage calculation that if your attack is 0, then this entire part of the equation is also going to be equal to 0. Which means that stuff like your opponent's defense stat or the base power of the move you're using, none of that really matters. And by utilizing this unique mechanic, we're gonna deal the least amount of damage possible in Pokemon. Okay, back to the formula. Now we can ignore this part and focus on this side of the equation. Glaive, Rush, and Critical are both gonna increase the damage dealt, and Terra Shield is only applicable in-game, which leaves us with this. Now it's become obvious that the best move for this challenge is Mortal Spin. That's because it hits multiple targets, meaning that it gets weakened in double battles. It's a poison type attack, so if you use Trick or Treat into a poison ground type, then they'll have an octuple resistance to it, and since it's a physical move, it gets further weakened by Burn. Alright, so with that out of the way, this challenge is actually pretty easy. All you need to do is just use Heal Pulse into a damaged Pokemon, and boom! You healed your opponent, thus dealing the least amount of damage in Pokemon.
Hooray!
Alright, on to the actual strategy. First, Smeargle will use Reflect type and Trick or Treat, turning it into a Poison Ground Ghost type. Then the level 1 Smeargle will use Roleplay, gaining Parental Bond, and the level 100 Smeargle will use Roleplay, gaining Fluffy. Then we're just gonna spam Growl and Tickle until the level 1 Smeargle's attack is minimized. After that, both of the level 100 Smeargle's teammates will have the Friend Guard ability, and the level 1 Smeargle will be burnt. Finally, Clefairy will use Reflect, and the level 1 Smeargle will use Mortal Spin, dealing the least amount of damage possible. Now that's one way to deal the least amount of damage, but there's also a second way which I'll also show you. First, a level 9 Kangaskhan will use Seismic Toss into Smeargle, leaving it at exactly 11 HP. Then, the Smeargle will turn into a Dragon, Water, Grass type, and he'll have Multi-Scale. Finally, Sun will be set up and our Smeargle will use Liquidation, and the first hit will trigger Oran Berry, healing the opposing Smeargle to max HP, and the second hit will be nerfed by Parental Bond and Multi-Scale. Phew. Complicated setup, huh? In the end, it doesn't actually matter which method you choose, since they both deal 0.00332 damage, aka the least amount of damage possible in Pokemon. Or at least, I think it is. Alright, that was the end of the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, then leave a like. If you want to see more, then subscribe. And I'll see you next time.